Welcome to Qdabra's webinar. My name is Patrick. I'm the lead project manager here and the founder of the company. And I'm happy today to be emceeing Mel Clemente, who we will hear from shortly, is the person who's prepared the webinar today. She's actually our lead Forms designer. She's been with the company for 16 years and really thrilled to be showing you V3 of Central Flows today. We did a webinar almost exactly on the same day last year. I think it was the 23rd of September in 2023 for V2, and V1 shipped about a year earlier. So we're thrilled to have you here today. We just got a couple of quick questions just to kind of get you thinking about this stuff. First one is, what is the number one reason to move to central flows? Now, you may not know this, so you can just ask, you can just guess one of them. But the purpose is that these are all valid reasons, and we're just really looking for what you think the most important reason would be. Of course, we're going to ask the Qdabra AI tool about it after this to see what it says, but you can guess. So consistent UI, you can add a task pane to all your forms, makes it very easy. Users are not confused. The same workflow task pane for all forms. Very different from the Power Automate experience, which is you don't have a task pane. So not only do you get a UI, you get a consistent UI. Number two, centralized reporting, administration dashboard. Mel's going to show these. There are lots of ways to get value out of the data. Reporting, obviously, you can administrate it. We give you a free dashboard. I will show you all three today. I think maybe we won't show reporting, but we'll show the config form for administration. We'll show the dashboard. The reporting is enabled because it's all in one place. So you can actually just point your Power BI or your whatever you're using, SQL, to the one area where all the data is, and you can create a cube that's very powerful, multi-dimensional, unlike Power Automate, which has flows in every single library, which means that you cannot centralize the reporting. Third item, rich text, email, and quick updates to workflow. So we allow you to actually create an email body for the notifications that is rich text, which is not supported in Power Automate, nor in Intex for that matter. And we also provide quickly modifying the workflow. And Mel will show this as well. She's got some updates today. V3 includes this really wonderful feature, which is continuous session with locking and auto logout. Very cool, because your forms all get upgraded to that. Not only do they get upgraded to this, but they also get upgraded to CSS, which is responsive across all devices, which I didn't even mention here because the poll only gives me 5 options. And then finally, and more importantly, is the scale. So if you've got a lot of things going through your workflow, your SharePoint's got some kind of limits around storage. We don't have those with Central Flows. So it looks like most of you have already voted. Thank you. We're about half of you are saying a rich text email, and then about a quarter for consistent UI and about a quarter centralized reporting. So apparently those last two were pretty much unclear. So sorry about that. Okay, the last question, and this is what is needed to deploy central flows? So select one or more. So obviously all of these are needed. So we require that you, we give you the XTP, XML template part, so you can add this to your forms. It's very easy, 5 to 10 minutes to add it to a form. And then we give you a config form, which is for administrators to create the workflow. We give you a dashboard form, which allows you visibility on the workflow status for all of your forms. Mel's going to demo this today. You obviously need Qdabra Forms, which includes FormsDesigner. And DBXL is our database accelerator product. We used to support SharePoint and DBXL, but because of the limitations and scalability, we now only support DBXL. So that last option, SharePoint, would of course be false. So okay, so that wasn't really a question at all. I'm going to quickly share out my screen, and then we're going to switch to Mel. I just wanted to quickly share with you the results of what our AI. We have a support portal, which is using the latest and greatest AI from OpenAI. OpenAI has released lots of new stuff this week, but this is based on so we used to have this QDoc chat solution that was based on retrieval augmented generation. We built this solution, we demoed it, it was pretty cool. And today we're happy to show that this is now using, not only is this on all of our documentation, so we've actually trained this on 950 documents, including all of our YouTube videos, webinars, and all of the training documents and all of the product documents that we have released from 2005 on, or 2006 on, when we became a product company. And the first question here, same as what you got asked, and you can see the answer here. And I can look at the source here. The source, which I think is great, is actually the YouTube video from last year, 9/21. I was off by a couple days. So I thought that was really cool. So we took the script from the YouTube video, and we of course trained it on this as well. I can't switch my tab correctly here. And then the second question, what is needed for central flows? It'd be nice if we could format this, but you can see here that it's got a list of this, and this is also based on a document that was downloaded, and this is training from our class last November. So it actually extracted the answer from that training class and to come up with this. So it's a little more detailed than what I had to offer. So this tool is a form, so you can actually get this tool for free as part of your Qdabra Forms license. And we support the new OpenAI assistant, which gives us this wonderful increased accuracy. We're now at 90% accuracy for all questions. And not only that, but we can actually ask it stuff like, "Are you sure?" We can actually come back to it, and my conversation is timed out, but I can ask it again, "Are you sure?" Or whatever. It keeps the context of the questions, which is important. The previous QDoc chat that we demoed earlier this year and last year, it is sort of limited to the questions at hand, but this one is not. The config page here, if you're an admin, you can decide which language model you want to use. You can change them out. Obviously, there's a bunch of other options here. So there's lots of options here, but I just want to show you what it was saying. Mel, are you ready? I'm going to stop sharing my screen and make you presenter.
I'm ready. Thank you, Patrick. That is amazing what we have new for QDoc chat. Okay, now I'm showing screen. Okay, so we're going to talk about the recent release of Central Flows. We're now in version 3.0. We've got lots of what's in store for you. You've got a lot simplified XTP integration. It's now in FormsDesigner. You won't need InfoPath Designer anymore at all, because we already make it available in our FormsDesigner. You can add the XTP right there. And we have a lot of bug fixes and improvements that we've done to make sure that it's always stable and efficient and always meeting the needs of our customers. We always listen to your feedback, and that's why we make these kinds of releases in order to make sure that we're meeting your needs. So here is a slide showing you that we do have the Central Flows XTP available in FormsDesigner, and we're going to show it to you live soon here. So again, you won't need InfoPath Designer anymore, and that's actually the goal. We're trying to move away from InfoPath, right? Yeah. And I'm going to go through a couple of demos to show you our bug fixes and improvements. One of them, the highlight being this locking. So I'm seeing familiar names here in our attendees. You must be familiar with this locking warning message. Now it's even more improved. Before, I think even viewers, even users that didn't have permissions to edit or make edits to a form, forms used to get locked by them. Now we fixed that bug. If someone is just viewing, no edit permissions, forms shouldn't get locked by them, right? So we fixed that. Now only approvers And proxy, we call proxy, like those that are kind of delegated the task, so to speak. Now we'll be able to lock the forms. And of course, there would be admins. So in admins cases, they should still be able to edit the status manually, not the form data, but at least the status to make it move forward or whatever this need is. And in that case, the forms will get locked by the admins as well. Then, of course, this expiration or this blocking has an expiration of 1 hour by default.
Hey, Mel, can you show them that real
Yeah.
quick? I mean, it might be a bit easier just to show that and come back to the slide. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm gonna first start showing the central flows XTP now available in Forms Designer. So here I am in our Forms Viewer page. I'm gonna upload a new template, and let me just browse to my sample form here. This is the expense report classic that shipped way back from InfoPath, and I'm just gonna upload it as it is. And then open it in our Forms Designer by clicking on the Design button here. All right, and let's look at this real quick. We just see the actual expense report form here on the canvas, nothing else in the data source here. We can only see cure roles because I've already pre-added cure roles into this. But now the key thing is up here in the Add XTP menu. We can now see central flows along with other already supported XTPs that we have. We have the VBXL data connections and the dynamic data connections.
And just
These two are also.
sorry to interrupt, Mel, but just to clarify, XTP is the reusable XML template part, hence XTP, that we add to forms to make it simple for designers to quickly upgrade their forms, right?
Yeah, that's right. So let me show you if, after I add this XTP, the central flows. So I'm going to select it and then click on the plus sign here. It's going to apply it like so. Click OK here. If I scroll down now, just make this table a little wider so you can see the contents better. So here's what got added in our view. All the components of the central flows are basically added onto our form now without us having to do anything at all, right? We just clicked like 1 or 2 times just to add that XTP. And now if we look at our data source here, we can see those data sources that came with the central flows XTP.
That's a lot of data sources, my goodness gracious.
Yeah, that is a lot, right? And also there are built-in logic rules in there and all that kind of stuff. So we saved ourselves from having to do these business logic from scratch by ourselves, right? How awesome is that? So then the locking, right? So I have a working sample that I'm going to use for our demo today. Here's that. So this is the demo form. Let me just open a new form here to show you around. This already has the XTP that you saw me add, and then I already configured it to open like so. So by default,
wait, hold on, Mel. This looks completely different. This is just disorienting.
Yeah.
Disorientingly awesome. So I mean, you took this
different
existing
case.
form, you added the XTP,
Mhm.
and you got this.
Yeah, this is like a highlight of it all, the task pane, right? Expandable task pane right there. And this is where all the magic happens, because all the approvals
But the form even
are
looks responsive. I mean, did you change the form's layout? I mean, what happened there? Because it's filling the
no
whole
change
screen
at
now.
all.
I mean, it's filling the whole screen. What did you do?
Yeah, we have CSS files at the back, at the back end here that is responsible for how good it looks right now,
Oh my
being
gosh.
responsive.
So if you were to flip this, now switch it to like an iPhone, what would it look like?
I guess, let's see. Let's try this.
I mean, I didn't even list this. I couldn't list this because I only had 5 options. We don't talk about how easy it is to upgrade forms here, and it looks like that's awesome. I mean, it's just still got the task pane there. Now we've done some of these iPhones where it's hiding and showing. Very nice, beautiful. My gosh. Okay, that looks great. Sorry to bother you.
Okay, no problem. All right, so here is a new form. So these, you're seeing buttons here. These are configured via the config form that Patrick mentioned earlier. So I am an admin in Central Flows in our website. I can click on here, this user gear icon. This takes me to the config form where I can configure the workflow steps for this particular form. So right now you saw that the first state was new, and I was seeing these three buttons, and these are the steps that where the form's going to take me when I click on those buttons. And so yeah, let's expand
So,
these
so an admin
further
can quickly debug the workflow from the form.
from the form before it expired. Yeah, they can see all the workflow states available, and they can change the workflow as needed. Yeah,
Cool.
just by going to
You
the.
just got a pop-up. I'm sorry I talk so much. I should just shut up. But I mean, the pop-up. You want to talk about that?
This is the pop-up that is responsible for checking inactivity. So I've set this demo form to expire for like 15 seconds. And because I was talking so much in the config form, that took like 15 seconds. And
You
it
can
felt
blame me.
like,
You can blame me.
it needed to detect me as inactive or like away from the form, right? And so it provided me this,
And this is new, right?
this
This is new in this release, right?
Yeah, it's new. It used to be auto log out actually, but this is new in a sense that if this is a blank form, I didn't do anything yet. So let's just close this form and it's will close, right? So if we refresh and do something, like let's type something. This is our demo, today's webinars or something like this, right? Let me just add my email address because my workflow is dependent on these values, my manager's email address too. Okay. So, okay, let's pretend that I stepped away from my machine for some reason, right? So I'm not touching the computer, I'm not touching the mouse. And let's wait for like 10 to 15 seconds if I can remember how much time I set the duration to time out for me. And then
What's the
we'll wait for
default
that
though?
pop-up.
Does it default to like 60 minutes?
The default is 10 minutes.
Okay. Oh, that's
Yeah.
fast.
So it's counting, showing countdown first right there. I set that to do 5 seconds. So now I come back to my desk and I see this message, and then I feel frustrated because I've done a lot in my form, but I lost my session because I just went away, right? Don't feel frustrated just yet, because this continuous session will allow you to take things from where you left off. So I just click on that button. Now we'll see that my form data has been saved
Oh, this is
without me
amazing.
having to put
So like if they
yeah,
were
you see
gone
the
for 2 or 3 hours, they'd still have this, right?
Yeah, I did. Although I don't know why it did not save your email address here. That's something.
Yeah, that's a bug.
That's something.
That's strange. But
Maybe,
this is,
maybe. I'm gonna
I'm
try.
assuming you can fix that before we launch. We're going to be launching a new version of Qdabra Forms with this update in a week or two. We've got a few more other fixes coming. We want to kind of package it all together. Lots of updates coming, not just this update with central flows and specifically the support for the XTP in FormsDesigner, but also there's numerous QRules additions, and QRules is our library for. It gives you 100 and some number of commands you can use. Did it work this time, Mel?
Let's see. Yeah, I like this time. So it even got my expenses.
You
Yeah,
got a one off
it's right
there.
there.
Okay. Yeah, this is something we're probably going to end up adding. Mel has had a huge breakthrough here just this week in this idea here of adding this. We should have had this to Qdabra Forms a long time ago so that any form would automatically have this support. Today, if you lose your session state, you close your laptop, go away, you go to sleep for 12 hours, come back to it, your data is lost if you didn't save it. And that's a huge problem. It's a huge usability problem. It's frustrating for us here as well as you. That could be fixed soon because Mel has innovated and come up with this new solution for central flows. So we end up moving this back into Forms, Qdabra Forms as a default feature. That's the idea here. So you're seeing it first here. Way to go, Mel.
Mhm. Yeah, so happy I did this too. Okay, so let's see. You want to see locking, I guess. So I'm gonna submit this form for review, and it should get assigned to a test account. So that submitted and closed, and close my tab for that. So at that point, I said for new forms, if I click submit for review, which I just did, make it, move the status to for review, and then assign it to this static email address, which is our Qdabra test account's email address. And then I have an in private session here, a browser session, where I'm logged in as the Qdabra tester. Okay, here is the dashboard, one of the pieces that is shipped with central flows. So if I just refresh my screen here, I'll see that I now have two expense report classic demo forms assigned to me. So this is one that we just submitted or saved using my own account right here. So we can see that it's assigned to me and to as a Qdabra tester now, and I can open it from here, right? So if that opens, then this form will get locked by me now as the Qdabra tester. And because I am the approver of this form, see, I have the approve and reject buttons. And then now if I try to open this form as myself, if I go back to my own instance here and refresh to, I won't see it in my assignments tab because it's not assigned to me, but I can see it under the my forms tab because that's one I submitted. Now we can see it's right here. If I open the same form, let me just go back to my other sessions. Okay, it did expire. I did add a very quick expiring there. So let me just refresh my other instance right here. So now we can see that this form didn't lock. We didn't see any message about locking. We used to have it, but because I don't have permissions to even edit this form to begin with, I should not see that locking message. But the moment I click on this icon, because I'm also an admin, to manually edit the status, like so, then I'll see that message. It's locked by Qdabra tester, which it is because I have it open in my other session as a Qdabra tester. So we made this locking functionality more robust for you, and we also have it tested internally by our tester in the team.
Yeah, I mean, this locking stuff is amazing, Mel, because Qdabra Forms supports locking. InfoPath Forms and SharePoint do not. It's just whoever writes last. If you're using the filler of InfoPath, there is a locking feature there, which is supported, and it's kind of similar. It's got a 24-hour timeout. Here you can set your timeout, but here, unlike in InfoPath Filler, which is so old, we actually support viewers. So if you're not assigned the form, do you want to talk about proxy, Mel, and assignment? Can you show them the proxy?
Yeah, so here in Central Flows config, we can assign proxies like, let me think. So if I add a person here, if I'm away as, myself, this is going to be my proxy. I'm going on vacation, right? And while I'm away, I don't want any forms, left unattended, right? So I can update or add a proxy here in the config form and decide who's going to be my proxy. So if let's say maybe, well, in this case, I don't have anyone assigned for me configured. I would like to show Patrick doing this, but yeah, basically you can assign someone else aside
Make
from
me do some
yourself to
work.
take over.
Make me do some work.
Like you do some work right now, you're the boss. You should just sit pretty there. So there's even a validity here. So I only want this to happen while I'm away. I'll be back on Tuesday. So let me just do that. Okay.
Now,
So
what does
something
that
like
mean,
that.
Mel? What does that mean? Does that mean they're going to get an email as well, or is it just that they have the ability to go in and push your forms forward
They,
if you're not there.
yeah, they will also receive emails as far as, being a
Oh,
proxy,
wow.
because they don't want to, yeah, I don't want them to just go to the dashboard and check. Always check what they have
Can you
that get
show us
notified
one
as
of
well.
these emails that gets sent?
Yeah, let me look at my mailbox here. Here is the one this was from previous. I didn't get that latest demo form because it got assigned to the Qdabra tester. So here we can see in the two box that it is for Qdabra tester. I didn't get that one, so we just submitted. Yeah, maybe I should be getting that, but yeah, I don't know why I didn't receive that in my mailbox. Okay.
Mel, we've got a question about the proxy here. Would the original approver also be informed that it would went to the proxy?
I think I haven't looked into that scenario. The original, the owner will still get emails, right? But and they will, both of them will have permission to open the form because we have locking. Even if whoever tries to modify the form will, locking will take place in that scenario. But both of them will be able to receive emails. Both of them will be able to approve whatever that form is for. But yeah, if you want to expand on that.
And you got the dashboard here, which is a nice overview for managers and for users who only want to focus on their forms. They can just click on the My Assignments tab is the default, right? So they can just see what they need to act on. And this is across
Yeah.
all forms. So this is a really awesome feature of Central Flows is this dashboard because it makes it really easy. It's a one-stop shop for the users to be able to quickly go in and act on the forms that are assigned to them. In SharePoint today, you have to go. I mean, you might get an email for each form that gets assigned to you, but you don't have a one stop, one place you can go to see everything that's assigned to you and then just act on them. You have to go
Right.
through email or something like that because the Power Automates are all per library or per list. So, sorry, Mel, keep
Yeah,
going.
we have another question about the draft status. So Deborah is asking, they have the draft status and their forms. Will this new function replace that? Because these are forms, we can design them, we can customize them. By default, just to quickly answer that, our first status is always new. But if in your case, your forms already are in draft state as being the initial status, we can always change that and customize it just for you. If that answers your question. That's right, Patrick. Yeah.
Yeah, my reading, and I responded to her separately before you said that, but my reading on that
Yeah.
was that they have a button and they can save it, save it, save it, save it, save it, and then they're not sending it to the workflow because they're just saving it. And so
Mm,
my response to her on that was, well, if they don't save it by mistake and they leave their computer, then the form is actually stored in the local browser cache, so they won't lose the data. They come back to it and they can continue it, even though they forgot to click
mm.
save as draft. So that was kind of my response. So we got another question from Allie. Allie, thanks for asking. So if I want to have a proxy all the time, not just for the week I'm out, is that possible? Mel?
Yeah, I guess so. You just will configure your valid until
And then she's got
valid until with
her second
within
question is,
2 days.
can she have multiple proxies?
Yeah,
Awesome. Great
just change the
question.
validity to maybe a year, a year long. Right?
How do you add multiple here? Do you just click on plus? What do you do?
Yeah, click on plus and add it yourself again, and then specify
Sweet,
your proxy.
sweet.
Yeah, your proxy.
We're totally off script, but this is why we love doing our webinars because it's all very creative. So what's next, Mel? What are we missing in the new stuff? What's that? What else is new?
Let's see.
Show us new stuff.
I think that's all actually. Let's see. Let's make sure it's finished
What?
configuring that.
Did
So
you
yeah,
show
I
that?
can
Yeah, sorry.
assign multiple proxies for this.
Awesome.
Okay. Blocking, we're done. Submit error handling. So let me just show you this real quick. We didn't have this before, and I know that's lame, but we now have a fix for this. So whenever submit fails, we didn't show any error message. So we just jump right in there and then debug stuff. So now we're going to be able to debug better, right? Because now if I just show you this, my demo form in the Forms Designer, and we'll change something here that would fail submit. So if I go to my logic here, and this way you're also seeing what how our Forms Designer looks like with the roles and stuff, right? So I'm just going to go here in our DBXL submit field rules. So if I go to set values for DBXL submit, this is the doc type, the document type where we're submitting the forms, right? So this is an existing document type in our DBXL tools. I'm going to show you that. This is where your forms get submitted behind the scenes. So this is the name of my document type. I'm going to change that to something that does not exist. So something like 1, 2, 3. Okay. So obviously that will fail because I don't have that is not a valid place for my forms to get submitted. So I'm going to click done here and then save. Then I'll open a new form. And I think also, what's also new, I'm going to create a new form from our dashboard because that is also a new thing that we're releasing that we haven't talked about ever. So here in the dashboard and back in the dashboard, and there's a plus sign here that is a shortcut to allow admins, or I think it is also available anywhere, anyone who can see the dashboard, that should be available. So I'm going to select my template here and then open here. This will allow us to submit new forms right from the dashboard, which we didn't have before. So it's going to open a new form for me, and then we'll test saving real quick. We'll get an error message. So it's taking a little bit of time. Test, save.
So sorry, Mel, hold on. Before you do that, I've got another random request. So I'd like you to show them how, as an admin, you can go in and change the name of the button right now and just refresh it. Sorry, random request.
No problem. You go back to the config form here. Just close my other tabs. Okay, waiting for config form to load. And again, I'm an admin. These are the button labels. Let me go ahead and edit one of these. So, I want to call the button.
Just call it like, yeah, that's fine, or woohoo or whatever. Submit, please. That's great.
Yeah, okay. So let me save that. And I'm going to have to reload the form because, yeah, that's how not is really quick for on-demand.
Wait, does continue session work in that situation? I guess it does, but you didn't enter any data, so we don't know. But if you enter data, would it? Okay, well, wow, that's amazing. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is showing that as an admin, your admins can quickly go in and update the workflow on the fly. And because some workflow changes, like changing the button names, are relatively not risky. So we're supporting you to quickly, dynamically update your workflow as needed. Sorry, Mel.
Right. Yeah, that's right. So I'm going to try saving now. Let's look on the submit please button. It should fail. And this time it's showing us this error message. So we've got
1, 2, 3. Oh, that's the name of the form. Okay, gotcha.
That's what I need in my doc type. Yeah. So that failed, and we're aware. And then users will come to the admins to us. So I do the presentation. Okay, yeah, that's the one.
Okay, so we're going over here. So awesome job. Yeah. So so you've got improved inactivity checks. Can you make this a big screen?
Yeah.
Thanks. Here we go. Yeah, this is actually a real game changer here. Most InfoPath forms don't have inactivity checks. Oh, they don't. They just don't have them. So we've for a long time we've created these XTPs, these easy to add-ons to your forms, XML template parts, for locking and for auto logout, and we provide those as separate XTPs for forms. but those are all bundled into Central Flows. So once you add Central Flows to your form, you get those, you get the locking, you get the auto logout, and now you get the continue session as well. So it just huge usability improvements, Mel. Way to go on this stuff. Sorry, I keep talking. Go to the next slide. Demo. You did the demo. Done. So this is as of next week. We are increasing our pricing on October 1st. We've talked to a lot of customers about this. We've talked to over 25% of our customers about this, and it's the first time we're increasing our pricing in over 5 years. We've been increasing resource rates, salaries, and remuneration to the resources for the last 6+ years, but we haven't increased our pricing. So we're finally increasing pricing. Central Flows used to be, we used to charge for it. This year we have a price for it. As part of the pricing change, we're actually including it into Qdabra Forms to try to offset the increase in the license for Qdabra Forms. So it's free as of October 1st in your Qdabra Forms license. What's next, Mel? Awesome. Questions. We've had questions. Any more questions? Very thankful to have you all here today. And we have upcoming webinars. We've got quite a bit of stuff coming. We've got some major breakthroughs in our QDoc chat, which you saw, a quick cameo earlier on, but we also have that added to our support portal. So we're going to be providing better support to our customers based on our existing documents. And of course, the support ticket, this part of the support portal is updated. Of course, we're going to respond to you very quickly after you create that, but we've integrated AI with it to make it more chatty, so you can perhaps even self-serve in some cases. But unlike the search support portals that you see in some other sites, this one's actually really smart. So I think you're going to find this very, very useful. We've got a webinar coming in mid-October, 10/17, to show you how to do cool UI UX to your forms. We've done a lot of UI UX improvements, augmentations, extensions to your forms over the years. Mel has been a webinar presenter in many of these. And you saw some of her handiwork today with adding the Central Flows XTP upgrades your form to be responsive for multiple devices. The original form was not. It didn't expand to fill the width of the screen. It doesn't work on mobile, but if you just add this Central Flows XTP, you automatically get the CSS that enables responsive design. So Cal is going to show another UX feature here that she came up with in 3 weeks. And then we thankfully have advanced voice mode from OpenAI as of yesterday. I don't know how many people have tried it. What to say? Well, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be talking to all of you. I mean, you're human. I know you're human. AIs are much better. We're just not going to have much time to spend for humans anymore because the AIs are so good. We're going to be showing you how you can talk to your forms using advanced voice mode ChatGPT. Literally, we've had this demo ready. We've just been waiting for the advanced voice mode. So when you get a form, we did this demo back in June of 2023, where we showed you getting a text message to approve a form, and you could text it back saying, "Oh, I don't know, give me a summary, translate into my language of choice," and you could say reject, and you could add a comment. Well, upgrade that demo from June of 2023. Now you're going to be able to just talk to it. You're going to get a text message on your phone. You click on a link, and you just start talking to it, and you say, "Oh, what's this form about? Blah, blah, blah. Mel wants an expense report for a new Apple Vision Pro. Rejected. Mel, you got to look at Facebook's Orion. That just came out yesterday. It's cheaper." Anyway, so we're going to be showing that in another 3 weeks. I'm really excited about all this stuff. We have a question, and I need to get back to my screen here. Mel, can you see the question? I'm back, I think.
I don't think we have anything yet.
I saw a question show
Oh,
up. Maybe it was deleted.
changes to planned revenues. Yeah.
Yeah, Deborah, thanks for asking the question. I am trying to get to it, but I'm just completely inept here with my screen. Can you see it, Mel?
Yeah, she's asking if she can have the changes to planned webinars. Yeah, of course.
Changes to
We're
planned
gonna send you
webinars.
any updates. Yeah, any updates to maybe schedule changes.
Yeah, no, I mean we've been pretty lame with webinars, so we've been spending a lot of time this year with the AI tools and solutions and acceleration. And as a result, we've been very bad at doing webinars on the dates we originally scheduled them. So thanks for bringing that up. We are doing webinars. Obviously, we have done a lot of webinars this year, not as many as last year, and even less than the year before. But yeah, it's because of the investment. We've been doing a tremendous investment into this new technology to try to add more value to your forms. And we actually are shutting down a lot of the AI prototypes because we have users adopting it now. So we're not going to be, the next big wave of AI adoption will be the Forms Designer. We're going to help customers create forms from scratch, from PDF forms and other things using AI. And those webinars will come out next year. Right now, we're focusing on finishing Forms Designer features as is, in the non-AI version that it is today. So we should be able to deliver webinars more on schedule here for the rest of the year. We also have training coming up, and Mel doesn't have this in the slide, but training at the end of the year, free training for the first 15 people who register. It will be in the end of November, beginning of December, and it will feature all of the new work we've done this year, including some of the old work, because we'll have day one is usually here's what you need to migrate forms from InfoPath, and then basics, and then we'll talk about the latest and greatest stuff, including Central Flows v3. Thanks for that question. I don't know if I answered it. I can't see the question completely because I'm completely incapable of using GoToWebinar. Mel, anything else?
Yeah, that's it.
Thanks, Jenny, for answering Debbie. Hey, I want to thank you all for being here, and thanks for your interest in Central Flows. We are excited to get this out to you, and to have a bunch of new webinars coming along with the training this year. Have a great day. We'll put the webinar on YouTube, and we'll also have a quick question survey for you to answer. We'll send you the PowerPoint presentation and the XTP to add to your form so you can start working on this. All you have to do is answer the survey. Have a great day. Thank you very much. Thanks, Mel. You're awesome.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Take care.
See ya.